Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today, I figured it would be a fun idea not only to show off my main DPS Ningguang, but also talk about the potential that she can have when paired up with the new hot, succulent banner boy Zhongli. If you are a relatively sane human being, then you know that Ningguang is Genshin Impact's #1 waifu. In fact, I am very close to losing all self-respect and getting a Ningguang body pillow. Unfortunately though, while I can explain how Ningguang and Zhongli would work well together, I cannot demonstrate it visually since I somehow pulled two childs within 50 summons of each other and reset my pity just before this banner. And seeing how I do not have that juicy whale money, it is unlikely that I will be pulling Zhongli anytime soon or even at all. However, I still have him in my alt account as well as internet connection, so I am well aware of what he can do. But getting back to the main lady, Ningguang is great as DPS because she works with a lot of different builds. Personally, I think that a crit build is the best way to go, but if you don't have the right weapons or artifact pulls to build crit, then just flat out damage and spamming your burst with energy recharge is a more than viable option. And speaking of artifacts, mine are definitely not the best. This build is still a work in progress, but I kind of prefer to show you guys how it looks right now because it can take weeks or even months to get those perfect pulls, so it's probably better to show off something a bit more realistic. I'm currently running a 2-piece Archaic Petra and Gladiator set just for general damage boosts, but if my elemental mastery improves, then the 4-piece retracting bolide would definitely be the way to go. I just don't have any consistent shields in my team. Love the crit damage on that flower as well as the rate on this feather. Again, those defense stats would be better off as attack percent, recharge, or crit damage, but I just don't want to spend weeks worth of resin hunting down one specific artifact. Attack percent on my timepiece as well as another small crit rate boost and energy recharge, which even with the crit build is still really good for Ningguang because of the way Jade Screen adds more hits to her burst. Her goblet has some pretty underwhelming substats, but elemental damage artifacts are rare enough as it is, so I'm definitely holding on to that geo damage bonus. Then finally, the headpiece is crit rates, and I've yet to level it up all the way. Because it's a one-off artifact, I don't need it for a set, so I can hold off for one with a crit damage substat. Almost tempted to just give her this mask, but since I'm AR 46, I really can't afford to invest in 4 stars, especially for my main DPS, so the long wait, the grind continues for better artifacts, but I'm sure most of you don't mind my substats not being super cracked out because it's likely that yours aren't either. We make the most of what we have, which brings us to weapons. My Ningguang is rocking Solar Pearl, the battle pass weapon for a crit rate boost, and I really like the effect. It's basically a 20% damage increase to whichever you use second between your skills and normal attacks. If you aren't going for crit at all, then I would recommend the Eye of Perception. That effect is great, and a 50% attack increase at level 80 is nothing to scoff at. However, I think the overall best weapon for her on any build, and also in my opinion the best catalyst in the game, would be the Witsith. That crit damage scales up to around 50%, and the weapon effect arguably is as good as, if not better than, any 5-star. The only reason I'm not using it is 1, elemental mastery on this particular build would be pretty wasted, and 2, I don't want to feel like I wasted my battle pass on the Solar Pearl. Honorable mention to the Favonius Codex, which is good for spamming her burst. I'm not really going to talk about the 5-star weapons because I do want to keep this video free to play friendly. Most people don't have the money to roll on the weapon banners, but if you somehow got your hands on Memory of Dust, then oh, just you wait. Just wait until we get into the Zhongli segment. I did manage to get her to C3 in the child banner, which I think is definitely attainable even if you are free to play. Really all you need are the first 2. Constant AoE damage on her normals is huge, and being able to spam Jade Screen is really what makes her a great DPS overall. As long as your energy recharge is somewhat decent, then C2 pretty much gives you the weapon effect of sacrificial fragments. If you only have base Ningguang though, don't worry, Constellations are not necessary if you have the right artifact build. If you have the right team dynamics, Ningguang is still really good. She was still my main DPS before I got her Constellations. Don't ever feel like you need duplicates because it is never the case. As for her talents, I'd say her burst and normals should be prioritized, especially with crit builds since they can put out a lot of hits at one time. Backup plan, of course, is so good when it comes to being able to just spam your attacks. You don't have to worry about stamina. You can pretty much go into autopilot once you unlock this. Jade Screen at a certain point becomes more about attack and less about defense, especially if you have sacrificial fragments or if you unlocked her second constellation. So personally, I don't think you have to worry about her HP scaling too much. So let's take a look at my Ningguang stats before we we put her into practice, base attack around 1450, even crit rate and damage in the mid to high 60s. Elemental mastery is pretty low, but then again, not particularly important for this build. Energy recharge, a decent 129. Shield buffs, again, not important for us, and then geo damage bonus is at 79%. Again, I'd like to show you how she could work with Zhongli, but for now, we'll put in our level 1 Noelle as a placeholder for resonance, giving us a 15% attack increase when we have a shield up. We have Child in the team to boost our normals, then Barbara as a healer, of course equipped with Dragon Slayers. So starting off with Jade Screen, which does over 7k to each one, it would be better to have our burst ready so I can show you the C2 strat, but we'll get to that later. Those 999s are all normal non-charged hits, unfortunately non-crit either, but charge attacks doing over 5k to each one with the AoE constellation, not bad at all. Proccing Geo Resonance with that shield brings the numbers up a little bit. Again, with Zhongli, with the Bolide set, they'd be even higher. Now with our burst ready, we can do Jade Screen, then burst, then another Jade Screen, and you'll see numbers flying all over the place, which does around 20 to 30k to each enemy, depending on crits. With Ningguang alone, without any elemental advantage, we were able to take out these level 80 Abyss Mages, no problems. This one went down just from straight up normal attacks in about 10 seconds. Divine Punishment for trying to trap us in a bubble. This definitely isn't one of those showcases where you see people one-shotting bosses. That's not how I built her, and I kind of prefer it that way. I like seeing a bunch of decent numbers flying around consistently rather than building an entire team around one singular attack. And if you get better artifacts than me, then you may not even need support at all. You can build a 3-person team and have Ningguang act independently, doing her own DPS thing. She's really versatile, and that's what I love about her. But if you recently managed to pull Zhongli from the Rate Up banner, or you are planning to, you know you're going to, then let's talk about how they can work together. First things first, retracting Bolide is a must. With Zhongli's skill and Ningguang constantly getting crystallized, you will almost always have a shield equipped, and that 40% on top of the Geo Resonance is going to be a huge attack boost to both characters. On top of that, if Jade Screen is out, of course being a Geo construct will add AoE damage to Zhongli's pillar. Jade Screen also gives a 15% Geo damage bonus to characters who walk through it, which means more damage for Zhongli's skill and burst. There's a super low cooldown for his skill, and one of his Ascension talents even increases the strength of the shield and makes it harder to break, which will be crucial for... If you were able to get your hands on Memory of Dust with the shield equipped in max stacks, you will have a 40% attack boost combined with the 40% from retracting Bolide, combined with the 15% from Geo Resonance, combined with the 15% from Jade Screen. If you put an artifact set like Noblesse on Zhongli and have someone in your team with Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, that's like 2 billion%. Need I say any more? It is the perfect combination. Zhongli was made to support Ningguang. This case is closed. The court is adjourned. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Spinecar. Make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the About section. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content you saw here today. Best of luck on your pulls, and I will see you all next time.